This video is sponsored by Hinomi. Right. We need to talk about chairs. Regular viewers of this channel will know that I've been using the same chair while sitting here for about 5 years. It's the one that I threw out of shot for comic effect a moment ago. This one here, it's from IKEA, it's about 10 years old and it served its purpose, but since I became a dad and went sailing into my 40s and started valuing this a bit more, I've realised that you do need to invest in a decent office chair to protect your back, your posture, he says leaning forwards, and just look after yourself basically. I've been using the Hinomi H2 Pro for a few weeks now and it's one of the best chairs I've used. The big question is it for you and is it worth $799? The problem with a lot of office chairs, like the one that I keep throwing out of shot for comedic effect and then have to keep grabbing again, is the fact that they're not really built for you specifically. They're built for the masses. This is a chair which you buy and this is it. There's no adjustment apart from going down, going up, leaning backwards. That's it. So it's not great for your posture. Equally, if, like me, you occasionally do work on the sofa, as comfortable as it might seem, again, it's not great for your posture. You should sit on the sofa occasionally because it's just nice. But the place in which you get work done, which for me is here, is a place in which you should have a very good ergonomic chair. And what makes the H2 Pro different is the focus on ergonomics. So it's all about customization. It has 19 adjustments, which means it goes far further than down and up and back and forward. You've got headrest depth, lumbar depth, armrest pivot angles, and loads more. Hinomi says that the whole point of the H2 Pro is that it fits your body specifically. So let's test that. The H2 Pro arrives in a box, so you do have to put it together yourself, but the good news is it's very straightforward. The only thing I would say is that you don't unbox it like this. This was wrong. I turned it upside down and I didn't need to do that. It was much, much simpler than that. I was just rushing because I was filming myself. And on that note, it took me about 30 minutes to put it together, which sounds like a long time, but when you're filming yourself, then that's why it takes a long time. I reckon you could do this in 10, 15 minutes. It's very, very straightforward. Everything clicks together nicely and they chuck in a few spare screws, so if you do screw something up, you're okay. The frame is made from aluminium alloy, so it feels very solid. It's not the sort of chair that you second guess when you lean back in it. You know what I mean? There's certain office chairs out there when you lean back, you think, what's going to happen? That doesn't happen with the H2 Pro, and it just means that it still stays relatively light as well. So it's light, it's confidence inspiring, and it feels very well made. And the mesh they've used is very soft and breathable. I've had a few long days in this now, and there's no overheating. It's just solid support and very, very comfortable. But let's talk about those 19 adjustments. Let's begin with the seat height, which starts here and goes all the way down there, but it means you can get the seat perfectly adjusted. So you've got a nice 90-degree angle in your legs and your feet flat on the floor, which is the basis of good posture. Then we have seat depth, which you adjust like that. Stop laughing at the back. And it means you can get the seat perfectly sorted for your leg length, and it just reduces the chance of getting dead legs and problems with blood circulation, and there's less pressure on your thighs as well. So as funny as this looks, it's a very, very important adjustment. Then we have forward tilt, which is adjusted via that lever there. And it means you can lean forward in your chair. So if you do stuff where you do need to lean forward, but you don't want to be hunched over like this, you can have the chair support that kind of work. And if you don't need that, you just return to a normal seating position. Hinomi calls this the 2-in-1 dynamic backrest. And that means the upper part tilts forward to keep you upright while working, and the whole thing reclines properly when you lean back. And it stays supported across both positions. This down here behind me is possibly the cleverest part of this chair. Hinomi calls it the Uni Adapt lumbar support, and it comes across from their H1 Pro. You can adjust it vertically, it goes in and out, and it shifts along with the upper backrest when you move, so your lower back doesn't lose support when you shift position. The one thing that you do notice with the H2 Pro is that all of those adjustments are very smooth. There's no sudden clicks or clunks or sudden movements. They're just very, very easy to adjust, and that makes a big difference because it it feels like the chair is being made for you. The armrests are the most adjustable armrests I've ever used on an office chair. Hinomi calls this bi-pivot technology, which basically means they can be adjusted in terms of height, width, tilt, and 270 degrees of rotation, which means you can pull them in really tight. So if you've got fairly narrow shoulders, that could be really handy. The headrest is just as flexible with depth, tilt, and height options, and it's really comfortable. It doesn't feel like your head and neck are being forced into a strange upright position, and that's thanks to this mesh cradle, which really sorts out any of those problems. It's so comfortable. We also have this optional retractable footrest, which, if you fancy chilling out, is absolutely perfect. And if you're sitting upright, you can still bring it close to you and benefit from a very comfortable sitting position. And if you don't need it, it just disappears. And all that stuff just comes together in daily use of this chair. I don't sit there thinking, am I sitting right? Because I know I am, because I've adjusted everything just so. And it just works. And if you're like me, you like technology that just works. As I said at the start of this video, if you do lots of work in the same chair for long periods of time, you need a decent office chair. The good news is the H2 Pro is built for a whole range of body types. So for instance, it goes from 5'1" to 6'7" tall. The exact same chair will support those people within that height range. I'm about 5'8", 5'9" on a good day, if you're wondering how that looks for my particular body type, and it supports up to 150 kilograms of weight. So basically there's no worry about this chair fitting you. I've been using the H2 Pro for quite a while now, and I can't see why it won't outlast that IKEA chair that I threw over there. But the big question is it worth $799? It used to be the case that if you wanted a very high quality ergonomic office chair, you had to buy one from a certain company that starts with Herman and ends with Miller. The bad news is that those chairs are astronomically expensive. So $799 for the H2 Pro, which is still a lot of money, I completely understand. But compared to those other brands, it's actually a bit of a bargain. And no, it's not perfect. The one thing I will say about the H2 Pro is that as amazing as those 19 adjustments are, it does mean you have to read this. You have to put some time in and get it working for you. This isn't the sort of chair that you get out of the box, put together, and then just sit in, because, well, that's a really bad idea. You have to invest some time in getting it dialed in perfectly for you. But if you do that, it's one of the best things you can do for your health. And trust me, you'll notice the difference. My posture in this video has been terrible, but honestly, I've been using this properly over there, and the difference it's had on my back, on my health, and just feeling great when I leave this studio is huge. Particularly now I'm in my 40s and nearly 45. So the H2 Pro has the premium build quality, it's got the adjustability, it's got the ease of use, and it's just incredibly comfortable. We'll put a link in the description so you can go and check it out, but let me know in the comments, have you switched to an ergonomic office chair, and has it made a difference? Let me know down below, I'll get involved as well, and hit that subscribe button if you haven't done already, and if you've enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. I'll see you in the next one.